All right, Mr. Taliaferro TV, how's everybody doing? Very passionate game too. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, say what you want, but the first two games of the Western Conference semifinals, one of the matchups has been very entertaining. Golden State, Houston, Rockets, Warriors. We know there's a little bit of bad blood between these two teams. They've met a few times in the last few years, the Warriors being victorious in all those occasions. We got another matchup here, game 2 underway. Rockets lost game 1. The officiating was the story. The refs wouldn't be the story in game 2. Who's going to win this basketball game? Now, out the gate, the storyline in the first quarter were injuries to former MVPs. So first off, we got Steph Curry, who's going for a Clint Capella in the basketball, and he ends up dislocating one of his fingers. You see right there, Steph Curry would leave the game, get that finger wrapped up, and he'd come back in a few minutes here. But again, going for the loose ball, and then actually his finger got jammed and it just dislocated. Now James Harden, another former MVP, maybe an MVP again. He got actually poked in the eye by Draymond Green here. So injuries hitting both teams. Gotta probably give the advantage to the Warriors at this point because they got more firepower. Look at that, man. Right in the eye. James Harden, like Steph Curry, would leave the game and return. You can tell James' injury affected him a lot. Good sportsmanship there from Draymond Green to come over and make sure Harden was okay. He gets some eye drops in his eye, but after the game, Harden would say he could barely see out of his eye. Draymond was balling though. He goes and one after poking Harden in the eye. Steph Curry would return. And like I said, he come back and ball out. Took him a few minutes to get acclimated to that finger being wrapped up, but once he did, oh my goodness, once he did, to end the first, Steph Curry drills the 3. Warriors are up 12 here. Second quarter, midway through, Harden is back. Can barely see, but he does score. Rockets trying to battle back in this game, more Harden. Again, now he's trying to get used to pretty much being Stevie Wonder for this game. He would actually have one of his more efficient games of the season as he gets this Rocket deficit down to 8. Steph Curry with the and one on the other end. Going in towards the half here. James Harden drills the 3. At half, Warriors are up 9 on the Rockets. Can the Rockets make a run? Listen, Warriors took it back OG style with their third quarter runs. We hadn't seen a lot of that in this postseason, but Kevin Durant got it going here in the third. Another 3, back-to-back 3s from Kevin Durant. Y'all know who he is. More great Warriors basketball here in the third. It's a 10-point game. Steph Curry makes it 13. He drills a 3. We're missing someone. Oh yeah, Klay Thompson. Forgot about him. Now it's his turn. He drills a 3. Klay Thompson had 21 points. Warriors starting to get away here. More great Warriors basketball. It's another 3 from Klay Thompson. It's good. Klay had 21. Durant had another 29. Steph celebrated. He had 20. This Warriors team was just too tough to beat. Rockets trying to make a run here. Beautiful move from Chris Paul. Get his own rebound and put it in. In case you missed that, he got Looney out on him and he put the ball right through Looney's leg. He missed, get his rebound, and then score. Can the Rockets make a run here? Make a game out of this. Eric Gordon scores, gets it down to 7. Austin Rivers, who had a good game, 14 points off that Rockets bench. He gets the steal on Steph Curry, go the other way, fine in the corner, Gerald Green. Speaking of Rivers and Gerald Green, they were the only 2 Rockets bench players to score in this basketball game. That's not going to get it done. Now, Austin Rivers gets the ball stolen from Steph Curry. A little return of the favor. Steph, oh, inside Deshaun Livingston. It's an 8-point game. Rockets wouldn't go away easily. Harden crossing and shooting a 3 in the face of Draymond Green. It's a 93-90 game with 6 minutes and some change to go. It's close. Every time the Rockets made a run, the Warriors had an answer. 96-90. Steph getting the screen from Draymond. Draymond had a great game. 15 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists, ladies and gentlemen. And with a 10-point lead, the Warriors put this thing away. Draymond, screen, roll, Klay Thompson. One more time for Draymond Green. And ladies and gentlemen, the Houston Rockets are down 2-0 as the Golden State Warriors come out and win game 2, 115-109. Like I said, James Harden was very efficient, even with the bad eyes. Apparently, he got hit in both his eyes, and he's got like a torn eyelid or something like that. James Harden did put in 29 points, 9 for 19 from the field. That's important to me because usually James Harden's going like 6 of 22 from the field or something crazy like that. it was actually a more efficient game. I think he was more zoned in and more focused after the injury. Chris Paul chipped in 18 points. Not good enough, you know, and I'm starting to get concerned as the Rockets will get home, or at least this series will move to Houston in Game 3. I'm starting to get concerned about Chris Paul. I'm not 100% sure if he's the player that he was last year. I was talking to someone and they were like, yo, the Rockets came out and they split last year in the first couple games of the series. They didn't do it this year. They're in trouble. I was like, yeah, they're in trouble, but you forgot the Rockets also had home court last year. So they were supposed to at least get a split with Golden State. It was in Houston those first 2 games. I think this is a completely different series. Also, James Harden was, to me, just a really good player against the Warriors last year. And Chris Paul was the star of all stars. I thought Chris Paul was doing a great job of putting guys like PJ Tucker, Eric Gordon, and Trevor Ariza when they had them in the right spots last year, as they really gave the Warriors all they can handle. And I don't see that this year. I see more of just James Harden dribble. All right, let's make a play. 6 seconds on shot clock. Let's go ISO. Even see Chris Paul doing a lot. I don't see the same CP3 putting guys in positions like, yo, Harden, no, switch. You got to step. I see Harden is more the vocal leader this year around, and I actually think it's affecting this team because no offense to James Harden, I think Chris Paul just has a higher basketball IQ than James Harden. I would like for him to run the show. That's why you brought him here. Hell, you could have just spent that money you gave Chris Paul on a better shooter, right? If you're going to just make him into a spot-up shooter or an ISO guy, you could have gave that money elsewhere, right? Eric Gordon's a better version of that than what Chris Paul is doing at this point in his career. Chris Paul is still a great point guard. To be a point guard, you kind of need the basketball. And the offense that Houston's running, or the ISO ball that Houston's running, is not a lot of Chris Paul demanding the basketball when Harden's in the game. So I don't think that's going to work. I don't think it's going to work against the Warriors. I expect Houston to come out and battle in Game 3 and 4. But I'm going to be honest with you. The Warriors are getting one in Houston. So I expect this to be a 3-1 series, if not a sweep. The Warriors are playing good basketball right now. They're starting to figure it out. They've gotten acclimated again to DeMarcus Cousins not being around. And this team has it going. They're winning at least a game in this series. Excuse me, in Houston. That's happening. So, I mean, it's going to be tough for the Rockets to come back from down 3-1. We will see what happens. This game, to me, was pretty good. In my opinion, a lot of this game was pretty much every time the Rockets would make a run, right, the Warriors had another guy. Like, as soon as the Rockets would get a couple minute stretches where they would figure out how to guard Steph Curry, you got Kevin Durant. You find a way to guard Kevin Durant, he give you a couple misses. You don't get the offensive rebound. Now it's in the hands of Klay Thompson. It's a 3. It's in the hands of Steph Curry. And now you got Draymond and Iguodala playing good ball. Livingston had a good game. There's just too much, man. That lineup of depth is just entirely too much. And they're rolling again. And Kevin Durant is playing out of his mind right now. He is literally unguardable. And when you put all those ingredients into a pot, it is just going to be tough for the Houston Rockets to compete in this series. Clint Capella is just not as effective as he was last year. Chris Paul and James Harden are not doing a great job of getting Capella and guys like that looks. And also give credit to this Warriors defense. They're not allowing it. They're not allowing Chris Paul and Harden just to kind of lollygag inside the lane. There's pressure. There's guys. There's sometimes 2 guys. And they're daring PJ Tucker, Austin Rivers, Gerald Green. They're daring these guys. Again, guys that can shoot the basketball. If your name's not Harden, Paul, or Eric Gordon, they're daring these guys to shoot the basketball and beat them like that. They will not allow Harden or Paul or Gordon to beat them. The Warriors came with a game plan, and they executed it, to me, to perfection. They pretty much led the entire game. And with one little scrape in the eye, we got ourselves a 2-0 series. The 2-time defending NBA champions are rolling, and they will take their show on the road from the West Coast all the way down south to Houston Saturday for Game 3. And I will be tuned in and doing my highlight to it. Of course, if you have not done so, please subscribe to the platform. If you're watching this on YouTube, you're watching this on Facebook, please like the page. Wherever you're watching it, please stay up to date with your boy as my content game continues to go up from here. I'm out. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
You are now tuned in.
Yo, we locked in right now, Mr.Taliaferro.
Mr.Taliaferro.
Mr.Taliaferro. Mr.Taliaferro. Shout out to Mr.Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Here with the triple B's, you can't do nothing but win.